Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome on in to a show dedicated to your health and your wellness. Tonight, it's Your Vitamins with myself, Adam Freeman, and more importantly, Mr. Andrew Lessman, who since 1979 has been on a mission to bring us the finest that possibly can be designed and created for us, with none of the additives, none of the fillers, none of the bad stuff, only good stuff following the science. Andrew is live from Aspen. It's great to see you. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's nice here. A little smoky because there's fires nearby, but it's wonderful to be in the mountains for the summer. It's quieter here.
Well, Andrew, tonight's a big night. I know so many of your fans, viewers, tune in especially for our Healthy Hair, Skin and Nails. The Big Today special officially launches at midnight, but folks can order it right now.
And we did something special because we delayed it until August because our brand new formula of our Ultimate Eye. Ultimate Eye was a brand new formula, required a lot of technical research and development work. We delayed our Healthy Hair, Skin and Nails because that was delayed. So I thought we had to do something special. So this is the lowest cost per capsule we've ever had on our Healthy Hair, Skin and Nail formula. And it likely is the original Healthy Hair, Skin and Nail formula. We've been doing this for almost 30 years. These formulas have become fashionable in the last, I'd say the last decade or so. But we've been doing it for almost 30 years. And like many formulas, we started focusing initially on biotin. Ours, of course, is unique and highly bioavailable, which is the key to the benefits of biotin. But it can't end there. Just like an energy product begins with CoQ10, but it needs a lot of help because any ingredient that's that important needs support. Any person that's very important needs a lot of support. So when it comes to a Healthy Hair, Skin and Nail formula, biotin is not the be-all and end-all, and it will not be a good investment on its own. So we make sure that investment in biotin, which is very expensive, is going to be a great investment by providing 15 other components to ensure that it delivers the benefits. And that's why if you look at this formula, I think it has about 6,000 reviews, and over 4,500 of them, or over 75% of them, are perfect 5-star reviews. Positive reviews are over 90%. So that's incredible for effectively a beauty product.
And let me tell you, it's the #1 beauty secret here on HSN. We say it's the #1 reordered product in Andrew's line because it is. Yes, there's over 6,000 reviews. Yes, it's more potent than it's ever been before. And the pricing tonight, just so everybody knows, is really remarkable. We have the 50, 200, 400, or 600. With the 600 caps at $74.90, it's a little over a dime per capsule, which is fantastic. It's affordable, and it really does so much for you. Andrew, I spent a little time this afternoon. I was trying to scroll through some of the, as you said, thousands of reviews. Many of the reviews are very emotional. It really has had a profound impact on so many folks.
No, and it's funny, you were just saying that when I was looking at that on the screen. When we originally introduced our product was over 40 cents a capsule.
Right.
And it wasn't like, it had 1/10 the potency of biotin, and biotin is still very expensive. So to think today that it's a little more than a dime a capsule, and most times you're thinking you're going to have to take a handful of capsules. If you look at those gummies that you could buy online,
right,
why do you need 25 calories of sugar or 35 calories of sugar with your hair, skin, and nail vitamin? That's absolutely insane. I mean, it violates a basic tenet in Food and Drug Law, the jelly bean rule, that you can't take sugar and other ingredients and just add some healthy things to it, and all of a sudden it becomes healthy. Sugar is still something we should avoid, and gummies are something we should all avoid. So the way we deliver it, 100% pure, additive-free, a little bit more than a dime a capsule. So it's an opportunity to give you what you need and to give you an opportunity. I think a light just kind of flashed here. But so pretty funny. That's what happens when it's live and at home. But it gives you exactly what you need, because growing your hair, skin, and nails, you don't realize it. You're a manufacturing facility. Right. I don't mean to demean any of us, but we really are a manufacturing facility. We grow miles, hundreds of miles, maybe at more than 1,000 miles of hair in our lifetime, more than 100 pounds of skin. We grow probably 100 feet of nails. We're a manufacturing facility. It's hard work. The food we eat doesn't deliver what we need specifically to overcome the obstacles in our path. So if we want the best hair, if we want the best skin, if we want the best nails, if you want the best of anything, you have to put special raw materials in. That's what this is all about.
And it's not a rock, there's no additives, it's no upset stomach, it's easy to take. And as we talk about all the time, it's a see the difference product, feel the difference product. Geez Louise, the night has arrived. It is finally here. Healthy hair, skin and nails, the biggest night of the year for HSN. With regards, our amazing collection with Mr. Andrew Lessman. All right, we'll do the official launch at midnight tonight. One other thing we are going to mention though, Andrew, because we talked about phytoceramides a little earlier, last month or so. This is a perfect partner for your healthy hair, skin and tails. Your body's internal moisturizer, right? That's what it's about.
And just so everyone knows, I listen to their comments and I follow through. This was a Today's Special many months ago. Typically, it's closer to healthy hair, skin, and nails, so we do them together. But because that wasn't going to happen this year because of all the craziness with COVID-19 and things like that, well, here you have it. We added it as a monthly special about 2 days ago, but it's basically a Today Special pricing. It's a product that delivers the single most important ingredient to skin moisturization and maintaining healthy, normal moisture balance in our skin. And any of us who have dry skin, patches or areas of dry skin, that's a disruption in that normal physiology of our skin. So phytoceramides, it's something that has been discovered by science quite some time ago. Mother Nature's had it available for us for even longer period of time than that. And the research, the clinical studies have confirmed that when you deliver it, it delivers benefits. It's only one small capsule daily. But for those of you who order your healthy hair, skin, and nails with your phytoceramides, we brought it back. So it's a monthly special for the rest of this month, and we just felt we had to do that to really follow through on our promise to you. And
pricing, just so everybody can see, really compelling again, very affordable, huge discounts when you get to the larger sizes, 30, 60, 120, 240, or the 360. For the 360 caps, normally $290, today we're under $160, and that saves you nearly as much as you're spending. It's funny, Andrew, after our last presentation on the phytoceramides, you and I had the discussion about dehydration and the cause and, you know, wrinkling and everything else. That was the only thing that needed to be said, and my wife Chelsea was already in. She had picked up the phone and ordered this before we'd finished the sentence. That's a compelling reason to consider bringing phytoceramides into your regimen, right?
Well, if you look at how our skin works, if you look at the stratum corneum, which is really the layer of our skin that's really responsible for moisturization, what we see on the outside isn't where we moisturize. It might be what we do, but where the moisturization of our skin really takes place is inside our body in the stratum corneum. The stratum corneum relies first and foremost on phytoceramides, or ceramides. And phytoceramides simply means that our ceramides are plant-based and plant-derived and not coming from animals. And ceramides are the subject of the most extensive research. Phytoceramides, the ingredient we use, the greatest amount of research. So when you're looking at ceramides, you're looking at the molecule that is singularly important for moisturization. The way to moisturize your skin is first and foremost adequately hydrating. It's also great for your mucous membranes. It's also great for your lungs. Being adequately hydrated is critically important as we get older. So many of us watch what we consume in terms of hydration and water because bladder issues and whatnot. But it really is important to adequately hydrate. First and foremost for moisturizing your skin. And then the critical ingredient for retaining that moisture, phytoceramides, followed by healthy fatty acids, particularly omega-3 fatty acids.
Well, with that being said, we are going to head right on to our maximum omega-3 product. Special savings are in effect for tonight, and this is always such a joy to talk about because for many of us, an omega product is something that we want to take, right? We've tried to take it, but the taste, the fishy aftertaste, the not nice experience, for many of us, that puts us right off. I want you to sit back and listen to what Andrew has to say about his omega-3 product because this is the correct form of product. So many of us that have been taking omegas have been taking the synthetic form. I never realized there were different forms. And Andrew, across America today, I think a lot of us are just intrigued to understand and learn the differences and why this is better.
Well, omega-3s are not just simply throwing fish oil in a capsule. Unfortunately, I'd say over 95% of the products on the market, that's what they do. They buy the cheapest, least expensive industrial commodity fish oil that's principally ethyl esters, and they throw it in a capsule. And that's why people hate fish oil products. And it really isn't about fish oil. It's about carefully analyzing and carefully protecting the omega-3 content of that fish oil. And that's what we do. So first of all, our fish oil delivers natural triglyceride omega-3s, which is not what you typically find. Then our fish oil focuses on DHA. Most fish oil, 99% of it probably, focuses on EPA. EPA is very important. We offer it too, but the most important is DHA, because DHA is, to underscore its importance, 2/3 of the weight of your brain. 2/3 of the weight of your brain. And calcium is important for our bones. It is not 2/3 of the weight of our bones. So to think of something as being 2/3 of the weight of anything is to say it's the principal component. So that is just the absolute wake-up call to anyone making an omega-3 product or taking an omega-3 product, that DHA should be the predominant ingredient. That is exactly what we do. Then the other problem, or all the problems with omega-3 products, is even if someone bothered to make it in a fashion that's reasonably bioactive, reasonably beneficial, if that product is going to upset your stomach, have a fishy aftertaste, if it's going to cause a fishy repeat afterwards, it's not going to be a product that you'll enjoy or that you'll continue taking. And so first thing that we do is we make sure we make a product that works and does no harm at all. But more than that, we make sure that you'll love taking it. And that's the critical part of our product, that you will fall in love with it and that it will never cause a single issue or problem.
I want you to see, I'm doing the lineup of the usual suspects so you can see how different Andrews is to some of the best-selling options in America today. It's so much smaller. And the irony, Andrew, that yours is so much smaller, yet it's so much more powerful and potent.
Well, again, if you just get the standard industrial commodity fish oil that just comes off the boat, whatever.
Right.
It's going to be a capsule that's going to be large because the percentage content of those products is typically about 20%. So it means that to get 300 milligrams, you're going to need a capsule that's going to be certainly more than 1,000 milligrams and approaching 1,500 milligrams. But our concentration of omega-3 fatty acids is double. So you end up with a capsule that's a little more than half the size of theirs. So it's a tiny capsule, but it's packed with the right form, the natural form, higher levels of DHA. But the key is, the only reason we take omega-3s is because we've read about the benefits for our heart, for our brain, for our eyes. So if you're going to take omega-3s, you want to deliver the natural form that delivers the greatest benefits. That's not what most omega-3 products do, unfortunately. And that is all that we have ever tried to do. I've been making vitamins. I date myself every time I say this. I struggle to acknowledge that I'm this old, but I've been making vitamins for 41 years. It was basically September, having done all the education and research before, but I started my company 41 years ago next month. And so in that time, we made our first omega-3 product probably 38 years ago. So it's something that we have a great deal of experience in, and mostly by making mistakes. And not making mistakes that was making a bad product, but learning from you what you want in terms of a product that's going to be easier to swallow. I imagine all those products out there with the huge, difficult to swallow, horrible fishy aftertaste, they never read the reviews.
Right.
That's the only thing I can imagine, is they just don't care, they don't read the reviews. I couldn't sleep at night. So this is a product that's virtually perfectly reviewed for an omega-3 product.
It's always so interesting to me, and I always want to convey it to our viewers at home. This show that you're watching right now is completely unique. There is no other show that I host on HSN that is like this. For all of these years on QVC and HSN now, Andrew has always brought to life the facts, the information. It's not just me saying, well, this is the best in the world. It's about saying this is the best in the world because of X, Y, and Z, because we can back it up. So if you're somebody that takes an omega-3 product or tried an omega-3 product but you didn't like it, you must understand that this product is better. and we can prove it when you put them side by side. So we'd love for you to try it. It is a special purchase, as you can see on the screen. Even the largest size is less than $100 today with free shipping and the flex pay to go along with it. There is no fishy aftertaste. There is no stomach upset. There are no contaminants. There is no mercury. And Andrew, with regards to brain and eye and heart health, so many benefits from adding this to your daily regimen.
And I have some reviews and some charts I'll get to, because I have the best intentions of reading the charts, but I never get to them. But this is something that, as you were just saying, I've been doing this on television for over 30 years. And the products are virtually perfectly reviewed. I think we have about 200,000 reviews on HSN and QVC. And these are real reviews, not the kind of reviews you see out on the internet. They're eloquently written, passionately expressed, and these are products that are designed to work, to deliver the kinds of benefits that are just not available from other omega-3 products. And I'd rather not say mine is the best in the world. I'd rather allow you to draw that conclusion, where when you look at this product, that the only conclusion you're left with when we give you the information and you read the label, that it's so different that you're left to conclude that it is actually the best in the world, because there's nothing else manufactured like it. And frankly, unlike most vitamins you see in stores, or most vitamins that you'll see on the internet, we make all of these products. We are an actual manufacturer. Most vitamins you see are not made by their actual seller. Right. They're just marketing companies. And some contract manufacturer made them for them.
Well, with that in mind, it is time to wrap up and move on to our next one. Remember, the 11 p.m. hour is always full of great variety. We show you a lot of fabulous products. Midnight tonight is when we launch Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails. The biggest Today Special, the #1 most reordered Today Special, the day we all look forward to. It is coming up at midnight. But I was really thrilled to see that Andrew and his team have made this collection one of our monthly specials for the month of August. If you watch any of our shows together, you know this is one of my absolute all-time favorites. It's your choice of Fruitful, including 14 powerful fruit extracts: bilberry, blackberry, blueberry, acai, cranberry, and so many more, or cruciferous extracts, things like broccoli and kale and red cabbage and so much more. I love this. We very rarely get an opportunity to talk about it, but it's something I swear by every single day. It's again that idea, Andrew, that we're doing the best we can for ourselves, and this is an investment in our health.
And this is another opportunity to differentiate how, at my company, we go about making a product versus what you'll see in typical vegetable drinks or typical fruit drinks or fruit powders or pills or capsules, whatever they might be. That most companies, what they do, because it's really cheap to do this, they simply put dried fruit or dried vegetables in a capsule. That means you're getting the carbohydrate, the calories, all of the components that come with eating the fruit. So you might as well eat the fruit and vegetable, which of course is the most important thing I encourage everyone to do. It's oftentimes very expensive, not very practical. It might not be the kind of things we like to eat. Cruciferous vegetables are without question the healthiest vegetables. They're also without question the least consumed healthy food in America. So it's sort of a horrible irony that the healthiest fruits, the healthiest vegetables are the things we tend to avoid. But the way we go about making this product isn't just drying some fruit and drying some vegetables and throwing them in a capsule. What we do for each and every ingredient, which there is over 15 in the Fruitful antioxidant extracts, and there's 8, I believe, in the cruciferous extracts, cruciferous vegetable extracts, what we do is each ingredient is targeted for its most important protective compound that has been established by the science and research. So the gift that Mother Nature has that's most important in each of these fruits or vegetables, say glucosinolates and sulforaphane in cruciferous vegetables, things like anthocyanins and polyphenols in fruits, we concentrate down to that. So if you're looking at something like blueberry extract or bilberry extract that are in our Fruitful antioxidant extracts, those dried fruits can cost a couple of dollars a pound. If you're buying a standardized extract concentrated for, say, 24 or 35% anthocyanins, it now becomes a few $100s a pound. And the same thing goes for the cruciferous extracts. So what we do is we make sure we treat each and every ingredient as if it was the only ingredient in the formula, and not like it's some dried fruit or veggie, but it's some specific botanical ingredient designed to deliver the most important protective compound that was designed in nature to give you its protective benefits. So that's how, and if there's something, Adam, if you could do me a favor, I can't do it here, but if you just take a little scoop, because, what we've also done, there's a 600 serving here.
Yes.
And the 600 serving, you've already done it. The 600 serving is powdered. So whether you want, and each tastes delicious, even the cruciferous veggie extracts taste delicious. Is that the cruciferous veggies on my left?
Yes, it is.
And what's fascinating about that, it looks almost as rich and dark as the fruitful antioxidant extracts. The reason why it is because of the red cabbage extract that not only contains glucosinolates, it also contains anthocyanins. So a tiny little scoop, the equivalent of a capsule, makes those drinks, so a tiny, tiny little scoop, as you can see, makes those drinks that dark. And if you put a scoop of the fruitful antioxidant extracts into that big pitcher of water, everyone could see how dark it becomes. And that's because this is just not a little bit of dried fruit. These are standardized extracts. So it's delivering you levels of the protective compounds that are hundreds, and in some cases, thousands of times higher than you would have gotten from the fruit you were eating. So, and as you can see that little scoop, it almost looks like chemicals. It doesn't look like something that could be happening from nature. And then when you stir it, it's more than a gallon of water there. When you stir that, you'll just see how potently it colors the water. And in a matter of a few minutes, it gets darker and darker and darker. But and to look at the other one there, just to its right, that's from cruciferous extracts. So it just shows you how when you manage Mother Nature with respect, and you take nature and you respectfully blend it with science, or marry it is probably a better way to say, with science, you can create some remarkable, remarkable products. And unfortunately, the bulk of the products on the market that are these types of products are nothing more than dried fruit or dried veggies with all the sugar and all the other things you don't want, the calories you don't want. What you're talking about here are just the beneficial ingredients you see.
For so many of us, we don't eat enough fruits, or we don't eat enough of the wonderful cruciferous vegetables that are out there. That's why I selected this several months ago. To be honest, more than a year and a half ago, one of the very first products that I picked up when I started to work with Andrew was this, because I wasn't treating myself the way I should do. I wasn't eating the variety of cruciferous vegetables or fruit that I should be. So what Andrew's been able to do is cram all of those really super ingredients into this. So I take one per day, and for me, I love the way that it makes me feel, because I know I'm doing something good for myself. I want to elaborate on something, because this is pretty new tonight. We do have the capsule version available, so you can choose the caps in 30, 60, 180, or 360. But then launching tonight is this brand new 600 serving, which is what I was just using with the tiny scoop. And that, of course, allows you to add it to anything and everything that you so desire. But look, I take the little capsule, so let me just show you what that looks like. Teeny tiny, every single day. I'll take one of the cruciferous and I'll take one of the fruitful. It's a no-brainer. It really is, and so cost effective. Andrew, you and I often talk about, and I know you are very passionate about diet and doing the best that we can. Sometimes it's hard to source this wonderful variety of foods.
I mean, I am very focused on my diet. I am very focused on trying to eat cruciferous vegetables whenever I can, or fruits and berries. Sometimes I don't always succeed. I'll travel a lot, certainly not the last few months traveling a lot, but it's something that, this is the insurance, and that's what a dietary supplement is supposed to be. It's not supposed to substitute for a healthy diet. The way I look at it, it's supposed to supplement your diet, but also it should serve as a reminder. And you could, especially the powder, if you look at the pricing on the powder, for 360 servings at $79.90 for these ingredients, which many cost hundreds of dollars a pound, is an incredible price. But to think you get 240, equivalent of 240 capsules more in the 600 serving size, and it was only $20 more. So the 600 serving powder is an incredible bargain. And you don't have to mix it with water. You can mix it with a smoothie. You can mix it with any kind of, I'll put the Fruitful antioxidant extracts without thinking into my oat bran or my oatmeal. You could put it in yogurt. So the Fruitful antioxidant extracts taste great. Surprisingly enough, even the cruciferous veggie extract tastes really nice. It has kind of a mild, a little bit of a kind of a nutty flavor or something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really have that cruciferous flavor you'd expect. So it's either one of these go perfectly with any of the healthy things you might be doing at home. And the bargain that it represents to get 600 servings, because now you're talking about, again, barely over a dime a serving for a product of mine that I used to always have to apologize for how expensive it was. And that's a little over 10 cents a serving. So it's affordable as a monthly special in the capsules. It's incredibly affordable as the powder.
I'm going to take mine in my to-go cup over here to our next item. I've got my glass of Fruitful. I'm not going to let it go to waste. We are about 35 minutes away from the official launch of the 2020 Healthy Hair, Skin and Nails Today's special. We are all excited. It's time for you to get excited knowing that you're going to feel and experience luster and radiance and strength in your hair, skin and nails like you've never ever experienced before. Okay, let's move on to this. Another one of my host picks. I've featured this with Andrew so many times. In the same vein, this is the Green Foods Complex. Now there's a lot going on here. The most popular supplemented green foods brought together with a 1-2 power punch. That's what this is. We can never ever keep this in stock. When we talk about barley and we talk about wheatgrass and we talk about things like spirulina, there are so many folks that know if you go to the health food stores, you go to the juice stores, how expensive it can be. This allows you to do it for yourself at home. Andrew, this is a powerful product and I'm thrilled to say amazing reviews, 4.6 star rating, and that's pretty hard to come by on something like this.
Well, green foods, drinking green foods is not something I like to do. Wheatgrass is not, it might be healthy, but wheatgrass is, and maybe it's all those years as a kid I spent mowing lawns that I just, yeah, when I'm drinking wheatgrass juice, it just takes me back to that time, cleaning the wet grass off my lawnmower.
Right.
But wheatgrass, barley grass, and of course, this is gluten-free. All my products are gluten-free. That's not something non-GMO. That's not something anyone needs to worry about. But when you look at this product, what we've done, we've gotten the best sources, the 5 most important green foods. So it's a perfect blend. Each capsule holds 500 milligrams. So you're getting 100 milligrams each of wheatgrass, barley grass, blue-green algae, spirulina, and chlorella. The 5 best. Many folks look at spirulina, blue-green algae, and chlorella as the best detoxifying ingredients we could consume on a daily basis. I happen to agree with them. It's something that I focus on. Even at home, what I'll do is I have some separate little tubs of blue-green algae, chlorella, and spirulina that I will do a scoop of that. It's not yummy. I'll do a scoop of that in water every day.
Wow.
But these ingredients, and especially what we've now introduced here, again for a little over a dime a serving, that you can now get the 600 serving supply. So by adding $20, which is a little bit more than what shipping and handling used to be back in the day,
yep.
But for a little more than $20, you get another 240 servings. Or in other words, you get 600 servings. That's, if you took 1 serving a day, that's going to be, what, a year and 8 months. So you get all of those servings for a little bit more than a dime a serving, about 15 cents a serving. So it's just an incredibly affordable way. The one thing I'll caution everyone, this tastes like green foods. Muriel loves it. Muriel, I could put a bunch of this in water and she'll just down it, no matter what the concentration, doesn't matter. I don't understand that. But if you're doing a green drink at home, you just put a scoop of this in, and if you're putting even a really fruity smoothie, you won't notice it. So it's a great way to get your green foods and to get them 100% pure and to get their best forms affordably, because when we put them in a powder and eliminate the capsule and the encapsulation and all the quality and quality assurance steps that go along with that, it becomes very affordable for that 600 serving.
We're busy, folks. Really, very, very, very busy.
Wow, and that was one little scoop in the water, huh?
Look. I mean, really, it's amazing. You can see this beautiful, deep, gorgeous green color that it turns. Again, Andrew's given us the choice. We can do the scoops, or we can take the capsule that's right there. You can see it. okay? Just one per day. Andrew, I think for a lot of us, and I can't believe we're already in, you know, mid to late August at this stage. This year's been a bit of a blur, and it's been a chance and an opportunity for us to kind of look inwards, maybe at ourselves, at our own health, the things that we can maybe do to feel better or do things in a better way. This is a great positive decision without any downside to it.
Well, just focusing on our health is a great positive decision. And if there's any silver lining perhaps to COVID-19, and you have there, and COVID-19 is just a horrific thing on a worldwide basis. But if it underscored to us, I mean, I always talk about the importance of managing our blood sugar, of managing our blood pressure, of managing our body composition, managing our body weight. Because eventually, one of these days, those things not being handled properly is going to come back to bite us. But COVID-19 is something that just unfortunately has made all of those little issues just more urgent for us. So rather than being discouraged, I encourage all of us to just take all the things that we know that could help and support our well-being to focus on those things. And that's all we can do, and do for those that we love. And whether it's wearing a mask and doing those sorts of things, wearing a mask is not a political statement. I'm speaking as a scientist here, that again, when your doctor performs surgery on you and wears a mask, it's not a political statement. It's protecting you, it's protecting him. When a dental hygienist or your dentist does the same thing. So we know that there's a virus around, it's ubiquitous. So all of us need to take the same step that any intelligent doctor, intelligent dentist or dental hygienist takes. And if we do that collectively, it's going to be a lot easier path for all of us in the future.
Very well said, and so important. If you would like to order this one, special pricing for August, which is exciting, $60, $180, $360, or $600. Fabulous value with free shipping and handling. If you want the most vivacious, shiny, strong, less broken ends hair than you've ever had before, you need to be watching at midnight. If you want your nails to be stronger, less brittle than they've ever been, you need to be watching at midnight. And if you want your skin to look noticeably different, more radiant, you need to be watching at midnight. It's Andrew's #1 reorder product. We're launching the annual Today special at 12 a.m. sharp here on the East Coast. All right, let's keep on going to something that for so many of us, quite simply, we are deficient. I know that because I learned that from Andrew. One of the most important vitamins to consume is going to be your vitamin D. We have 1, 2, or 3,000 IU. We're going to help you along with that decision as well. Not only is it, and I love, because Andrew writes all of these. I don't think many people realize that, Andrew, but you make sure all of this information is as accurate and as insightful as it can be. Look, who knew it's the most important and the most affordable vitamin to consume?
Well, and I say this constantly, and especially right now, that all of us seem to think that vitamin C is the most important vitamin for our immune system. No, without question, vitamin D.
Right.
And I always say that the simplest, the least expensive thing you can do for your immune system, even for your brain, certainly for your bones and skeleton, is vitamin D. If all we do is move through our life with healthy vitamin D levels, we will have been taking an enormous step in the right direction. And what we've done here, whether you choose our 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 IU, they're all at the same price. So you're looking at a product here that the large size, it's less than a dime a capsule to get the best vitamin D in the world at either 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever fits perfectly. The reason we have different potency levels is we might all have different preferences. We should all know our vitamin D level and get it tested at the doctor. But if we're combining it with a multivitamin, say your multivitamin, like mine, has 2,000, then you might only want to add 1,000 or 2,000 more. I take 4,000 to 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 every day. I always have. And if you were paying attention to the latest science and research, if you went online and did the research about the importance of vitamin D, you would see that research underscoring that now more than ever, vitamin D, having healthy vitamin D levels, is the simplest and the cheapest and the most affordable thing you can do to support your good health and to support your body, and most importantly, to support your immune system. It plays roles throughout our body, whether we're talking about our brain, whether we're talking about our lungs, whether we're talking about our immune system. So vitamin D is critically important. And how often is it in life that you can be told something is really important, and it's also the least expensive way to supplement? So most often it's like CoQ10. It's really important. It's unfortunately really expensive. But vitamin D is, if you ask me the single most important capsule or the single most important ingredient, I'd be hard pressed. As important as CoQ10 is, and we'll talk about hair, skin, and nails and biotin, maybe it gives you a sense of how important vitamin D is, yet how affordable it is, because vitamin D, it'd be very easy for me to make a case that vitamin D is the most important of all. So that's why now you'll see in the shows I do, I'll be talking about vitamin D quite a bit, because I think it's important that we not overlook it now more than ever. It's a critically important ingredient, and as you see there, that large size is less than a dime a capsule. It's a tiny capsule. It will never upset your stomach, and it's easy to swallow.
I've noticed that, certainly, Andrew, that you've spent a lot more time on vitamin D over the past few months. I'm interested to hear you say that, because it really is. It's something that I think is too often overlooked.
Unfortunately, it's not, what's the right word? It's not sexy. It's not exciting. It's a vitamin that we all sort of take for granted. Unfortunately, it's virtually unavailable from our diet unless we're eating a fortified food, which a fortified food is nothing like, it's just like taking a vitamin. So, and most of the foods we're eating aren't fortified. So if you were testing Americans that weren't taking vitamin D, 80 to 100% of them, that's a scary number, are deficient or insufficient. That's a scary number, especially when we know how important vitamin D is to all of the most important systems in our body. Right now, most importantly, our immune system. So it's rare that in anything, we're used to, as consumers, when someone goes on and on and on about how important it is and how special it is and how unique it is, okay, you're ready to think, okay, how much is it going to cost me? But I love vitamin D, and I've always loved vitamin D. For 41 years, I've been putting extra vitamin D in my multivitamins for 41 years, and that meant for probably 35 of those 41 years, I was fielding questions for doctors why we had too much vitamin D. Of course, they were wrong. We had the proper level of vitamin D and others did not. And now, of course, everyone knows that the RDA was incorrect. The RDA was changed, and we have been correct all along about the levels and the importance of vitamin D. So I love speaking about something that's critically important, but amazingly, amazingly affordable.
Well, in the 40 minutes that we've been on air together, this is our #1 best-selling item. So I think everybody is appreciating us shining a spotlight on this, kind of giving a further insight into why it's so critical, how it is overlooked, why it's so important now more than ever. And again, to Andrew's point, it's so affordable. One of the most affordable choices of the entire show. So there's a 60, 180, 360, or 720. Even the 720 caps is just $69.90. This column here that you see is the pricing that you typically spend when Andrew is not here, when it's not on special. But while Andrew is here, you get it for the amazing pricing that you see in this column. And of course, there's the savings. Well over 1,000 now reserved and spoken for. Andrew, forgive me for asking this, and I know you referred to it. If I'm brand new and I'm just tuning in, and I'm watching you and I understand and I appreciate, okay, I should be taking vitamin D, I need to supplement my vitamin D, but I'm confused on the 1,000, 2,000 or 3,000 IU. Help me make that decision, please.
Very, very, very simple, very straightforward. And of course, although I could talk about why mine is unique and special and why you should take mine, but you just need to get vitamin D. It doesn't have to be mine, it should be in the form of vitamin D3. If you want something that will be bioavailable, that will change your blood vessels, then you can count on mine delivering. Don't have to believe me. You could read the thousands, probably, I bet more than 1,000 reviews on just vitamin D. And I'm sure it's probably almost a perfectly related product.
Over 2,000.
Perfectly rated product. Over 2,000 reviews. But if you look at vitamin D, the minimum any person should ever contemplate consuming daily is 1,000 IU as a supplement. If you look at standard blood levels and our response to a supplement, for a typical person, if you're not overweight or obese, it's going to take between 2,000 and 4,000 IU for you to get to a good, healthy level, a good, healthy blood level. So 2,000 and 4,000, so look at your vitamin D that you might be taking or considering here. Maybe also look at your multivitamin. But if you're overweight or obese, that changes the calculation, that changes the math. Because vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, will be sequestered in our body fat, kind of trapped, imprisoned in our body fat, and not able to deliver its benefits to our body in the fashion to raise our blood level appropriately so we see its benefits. So if you're overweight, you're obese, you're going to have to take a bit more. Most people, 2,000 to 5,000 IU will get you to the perfect blood level. It's a test you should have taken at your doctor's office. It's an affordable test. And then if you're overweight or obese, you might have to increase that by 1,000 or 2,000 IU. Very straightforward, but really 1,000 IU is the sort of the ticket of entry. That's where you start. 2,000 IU, if you're not taking a multivitamin, is where you need to be.
Something just caught my eye, Andrew, on one of the bottles here, and it's, you know, you'll see this on yours, but, you know, it says unsurpassed purity, quality, integrity, and effectiveness. I think those 5 words really sum up, I mean, truly, perfectly what this line is all about, what you've always ventured to do.
And that's funny. Those 5 words have been on the bottles I've made for 41 years.
Wow.
That we use no manufacturing additives. And our goal with every product we make, and again, this shouldn't be a unique statement. The way I look at it, the only people making vitamins in the world should be the people who actually manufacture them.
Right.
If the only vitamins that were available in stores and on the internet were made by people who actually manufacture the vitamin for you, probably 90% of those vitamins would disappear overnight. So we're very proud of the fact that we manufactured for you. In fact, no one else could make this product like this. That's why I have to manufacture it. So as long as I was going to make products that were different and unique and didn't upset your stomach and were pure, I was stuck building a manufacturing facility, and that's what hundreds of thousands of square feet of facility, solar-powered, no carbon footprint in the Nevada desert are devoted to. We had to do this ourselves. I really didn't want to, but we had to do it ourselves if we were going to make products that were truly unique and different and delivered on the promise to you to make this a perfect experience.
And you just saw some wonderful imagery there. If you've never seen one of our shows that we do live from ProCaps, it's an experience. Hopefully we'll be able to get there again next year, Andrew. It's been way too long.
I miss it. I think the last show we did was in February, before the world changed. It seems like it's been eons ago, but yeah. I was just talking about this yesterday, that it's kind of fun doing shows from home and things like that. I like that, but and you'll see the puppies tomorrow. But it's for me, being in Henderson, Nevada, and showing the facility where your products are made. I'm very proud of the fact that facility, it's a showpiece. It's spick and span. It's pristine. It's clean. It's like no other vitamin manufacturing facility in the world, and that's something that I look forward to being able to showing off and sharing with you, hopefully the early part of next year.
Well, we're going to be showing off our Healthy Hair, Skin and Nails Today special. We're about 15 minutes away from the launch, the biggest Today's special of the year, so stay with us for that. We want to spend a moment here. I think in this show, there's been 3 particular items that I take every day. This is one of them. This is the brand new, or the newer version of our Ultimate Friendly Flora. Quite simply the best probiotic you can buy, and there's a lot that I'd love for you to hear about this product, because this is so crucial. Andrew, we hear the term probiotic, and I believe you told me, doesn't that mean for life?
A probiotic, yes. In a way it does. What it really means to me, probiotic, it means that we have, and don't let this frighten you, because they're friendly, that's why we call it Friendly Flora, that you have more organisms living, say, in your colon, in your large intestine. You have more organisms living there, and a healthy colon certainly does have more organisms living there than you have cells in your body.
Wow.
So we might think that we're just this little vessel, and the only time there's anything else living inside us is if it's some scary bacteria or virus. No, a critical part of who we are, all of us, are these organisms that live in our gut and also live in all our openings of our body, because it's a critical part of how our immune system functions. So what's fascinating about this, as I said before, so more organisms live in our colon than we have cells in our body. So that has to communicate to you that those organisms are critical to how we feel and how we function. Our body is not designed by accident. This is not an accident. So it's something very real that is part of our digestive system, part of our immune system. The other fascinating research that was just performed lately, as we all know, we could do all these genetic analyses and they could look at our genetics, our DNA, and they could tell us what our risk of diseases are and what our health risks are as we get older, and maybe they could tell us what time we're, how many years later we're likely to live or things like that. So there's all sorts of predictions they can make from our genetics about our health and our disease risk and our longevity. Not surprising, we've been reading about that for decades. But do you realize that scientists can look at the genetics of the friendly flora in your gut, and they can make a more accurate prediction of our health, our well-being, our risk of disease, and our longevity. So again, these are our friends, and we need to do everything we can, and unfortunately, most of what we do is not in their favor. We're not treating them very kindly, but we need to do everything we can to support a healthy balance. This product is designed specifically based upon the most clinically established, also the most stable forms of probiotics of friendly flora to return and maintain that healthy balance of probiotics that's critical for healthy digestion, which most of us don't possess, and critical for a healthy immune system that most of us truly want to possess right now.
Pricing is amazing as well, $30, $60, $90 or $180. Big savings, not expensive when you think about what's in here, how incredibly powerful it is as well. I want to just quickly read something, if I may, Andrew. This is the card that I had when I first presented this product with you a few years ago. But at that time, you had said something in particular that turned me on to this. You talked about something a lot of us can relate to, antacids, proton pump inhibitors, and you talked about how it can in many ways upset the pH in our stomach. And you made sense of the fact that it's challenging for the friendly flora to populate. And by having this, you're giving yourself a little bit of an advantage. And that was something that I was going through at that time, and it really made this an essential for me at home.
Yeah, and I would say for those of us who have to take proton pump inhibitors, we need to focus on a probiotic. And
right.
In fact, for those of us taking proton pump inhibitors, it would be something that a lot of folks consider them drugs without side effects, like popping candy. Absolutely not the case. There are all sorts of every drug comes with a side effect. So what I would simply say is if you're taking proton pump inhibitors, talk to your doctor, work with your doctor, because it's something that there should be an exit strategy, perhaps.
Right.
There are certain issues that mean that you can't, but again, I think oftentimes in this country, we underestimate the consequences of the drugs we take, and certainly proton pump inhibitors, they significantly affect the pH, the acid, the alkalinity of our gut. And when you start changing the pH, as they say, it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. When you start changing the pH in your gut, you start changing the critical environment. The most critical aspect of that environment for the probiotics, it's pH. Temperature doesn't vary, it's pH. So changing the acidity, the alkalinity has a significant impact. And then of course, the other wonderful nice thing we do for our probiotics is how we eat. And eating things like cruciferous vegetables, eating things like lentils, eating things like legumes. These are things that do wonderful, they're the food that these wonderful organisms rely upon to nourish themselves and to maintain a healthy balance. So starting with our Ultimate Friendly Flora product, which of course gives you over 25 billion colony-forming units, that's billion with a B, and of course it's tested for its stability in the bottle, it's tested for its stability in the body as well, so it delivers the benefits you seek.
We're going to move on. We have 2 more items left. Thank you for all of your orders on our Ultimate Friendly Flora. Don't forget, if you get a chance, leave a review. We love seeing the reviews. Andrew loves your feedback, the good feedback, the not so good feedback. We love to hear truly authentic feedback about what you think. Well, I can tell you the feedback on Soleil, the world's finest sunscreen, is riveting reading. Because Andrew has done for sunscreens what is looked to do and has achieved with the world of vitamins and supplements. He's created a natural sunscreen that is not full of all of those chemicals that you and I have been using all of our lives, right? We always go to the drugstore, we go to the grocery store, we buy our sunscreens, and we put it on, we spray it on, and we know they're chemicals. But we don't know that there's a better alternative, a more natural alternative that can work just as well. Welcome to the world of Soleil. This is something that, since it launched, we have sold tens, if not hundreds of thousands. It's an SPF 40. We have 3 sizes, 2 ounce, 4 ounce, or 6 ounce. I'll let Andrew get into it, but you'll see pretty much here that the pricing has been set to make it accessible, to make it affordable, to allow us to bring it home. Even the large 6 ounce, and a little goes a long way, is down from $70 to under $30. So you are saving much more than you are spending. It's lightweight, it's mineral based, it's not sticky, it doesn't have some terrible smell. Andrew, the world of natural sunscreens has certainly been evolving. I think there's more of an awareness of it, but so many times we've been disappointed at the results. You look to crack the code, and you did it with this.
Well, 2 things. I think, first of all, there's insufficient awareness that chemical sunscreens are, in my mind, downright toxic.
Right.
And that even if you look at our government, they test them. It was alarming to see how much of those chemical sunscreens end up in your urine. I mean, we're talking about levels that are higher than significant levels of, say, B vitamins in a multivitamin. That you could end up with more levels of a typical chemical sunscreen in your body than you end up in levels of B1 or B2 or B6 from a leading multivitamin. So it's alarming, and those chemicals are not intended to be ingested. They're not designed to be ingested, and that's why they're not considered to be generally regarded as safe by our government. The only ones that are generally regarded as safe are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. Zinc oxide is even better than titanium dioxide. It goes on easier. It's also safe for a number of other reasons. But there's nothing like our zinc oxide sunscreen. If you're saying, what's Andrew coming out with some newfangled sunscreen? He's been making vitamins for 41 years. I trust him to do that. But I might not talk about it a lot, but I've been making sunscreen for 25 years. And sunscreen's kind of right up my alley because zinc is a mineral. I've been working with minerals of various forms and granulations for 41 years. So we were thinking about micronized zinc 40 years ago. So it was something that was appropriate for us to do, especially with all the unhealthy consequences of typical sunscreens. But what I wanted to do really quickly, I had all these charts. For every product, I put charts on this little easel by me. And in the last hour or 51 minutes, I haven't read a single chart. So here we are. So the best sunscreen I've ever used. And plus, this pricing is just for the rest of summer. It will go away in September, and that's it. Okay. So then the sunscreen won't come back until May of next year. So we feature it in the summer, and that's it. So it's a summer special. And this is better than the Today Special price when I introduced our sunscreen back in 1997, I believe.
Wow.
So this is a better price than our Today Special price, and it's a better product. So it's amazing. But so let's read a review for once. The best sunscreen I've ever used. I received the sample of the sunscreen with a recent Andrew Lessman order. I do not usually try samples, but because I trust Andrew's products, I was eager to try this sunscreen. I absolutely can say that this is the best sunscreen I've ever used. Because I'm an African American, which again, white sunscreens, normally I'm olive skinned. These zinc oxide sunscreens make me look like a ghost, but not my Soleil. Because I'm an African American, to make a sunscreen that is not chalky is phenomenal. This sunscreen is creamy, moisturizing, and easily absorbed into the skin. The SPF of 40 is great today. Thank you. Andrew, bring on a supersized tube. Here we go. Excellent product for an excellent price for an excellent product. And now this price is even better. I'm very picky about sunscreen. I'll only use mineral sunscreen on my face and other exposed areas. I'll sometimes use chemical sunscreens elsewhere. Finding one that works well under makeup can be challenging. And by the way, we made sure this worked with makeup. This is dermatologist tested. It's ophthalmologist tested. It's even pediatrician tested. But again, they're often too oily or too drying, or they have a white cast that doesn't go away. When I first put this on, there was the familiar white cast. I thought, here we go again. But it absorbed pretty quickly, and the result was really nice and smooth and ready for makeup. We'll do one more. the best sunscreen for this man. Like many, I too received a couple of samples with past orders and loved it so much that I purchased the largest size from both HSN and Andrew's site. I love this large tube, and the Soleil sunscreen is the first that doesn't irritate my face after shaving or melt in my eyes when I sweat. I'm someone who I can't wear sunscreens, they burn my eyes. This doesn't burn my eyes. Again, ophthalmologist tested. It absorbs within seconds to a nice smooth matte finish, no oily residue or odd scent that I detect. 98% of the sunscreens break me out. This does not. Again, it's non-comedogenic. Again, it won't cause a breakout. By far the best I've ever used, including 2-ounce big name brands at a much higher price.
For him, for her, for the kids, for everybody, we love Soleil, the best sunscreen. Try it. We'd love to send you a tube. Again, the summer savings are only while supplies last. Let's head over this way. One more item before our today's special launches. The #1 reordered selection from Andrew's line is healthy hair, skin and nails, and it is coming up, the biggest today's special of the year. We wanted to end though with turmeric, an ingredient that has long been sought after, far-reaching benefits. You go online and you search turmeric and there's a long list, a list that seemingly never ends of what people say. One of the overriding things that we hear is of course about the soothing role it can play with regards to joints. Andrew, I feel like turmeric in the past 6 months has really been more popular than it has ever been. I think we're seeing that surge again of people really understanding what it can do for them.
No, it's sort of funny for me to see. I saw this with CoQ10, which I introduced 37 years ago or 36 years ago, with glucosamine that I introduced 41 years ago. And turmeric, our first turmeric-containing product was, I think, about 23 or 24 years ago. So, but again, turmeric is not just putting some spice in a bottle. You have to focus on 2 things. You have to make sure it's standardized to the proper levels, and then you have to make sure it's absorbable. Because turmeric is inherently, it's protective compounds. Turmeric spice will always taste great, but the protective curcuminoids in turmeric are not going to be bioavailable to you unless you do something specific to that turmeric extract. A lot of companies, it's cheap to do this, you just add black pepper spice. But black pepper spice can be irritating, black pepper spice can be sensitizing. It's kind of tricking your body. What I'd rather do is use your body's natural system to make it absorbable. And you could see, the reason why the granules look a little larger there, we actually complex our turmeric at low temperatures with phosphatidylcholine, with a desirable, the main phospholipid in your brain, the main phospholipid in your liver, 2 of the targets of turmeric. We complex our turmeric with that, which increases its absorption almost 3,000%. So it significantly increases absorption. And the key to turmeric, why do people use turmeric? It's sort of the Mother Nature's soothing ingredient. It's soothing for our digestive system, but most importantly, soothing for our joints. I even give it to Lincoln's 12 and a half years old. It's funny, I was talking to my mom. Lincoln and my mom are the same age, because if you use the 7-year calculus, and my mom won't be upset that I'm saying she's the same age. You could do the math. Lincoln's 12 and a half. How old is my mom? So we should make that a contest who can figure that out. But so Lincoln's 12 and a half, and he's been chasing after me, or I've been chasing after him his whole life. So it's something that we even give to him. And our pet joint product is coming out. I know I keep promising it, but I hope everyone's listening to me in Henderson, Nevada, because I want it out soon. It will be the most sophisticated joint product we've ever made. But then our furry friends they're wonderful. They deserve the most sophisticated joint product. And if you want to share it, just ask your furry friend and you could share it. But it will be in a powder, so you just sprinkle it on their food, and it will actually contain some turmeric. So more than just glucosamine, chondroitin, free-range collagen, new eggshell membrane, all sorts of things. It'll be an incredible, incredible product for pets. But for we human beings, turmeric is Mother Nature's most soothing, natural ingredient, and it's got the benefits of thousands of years of traditional use, and then several decades of incredibly compelling science now behind it.
30, 60, a 120 or a 240 caps are available. Fabulous savings again. While Andrew is here, you get the extra special savings added in with the free shipping, with the 3 flex pay, with a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's standardized, so you get the maximum benefits, right? So if you're gonna incorporate turmeric into your diet, let's make sure that you're getting the most from it. And if you have some spare time tonight, definitely Google turmeric to find out more about it. As we wrap this up, if there's anything that you've missed tonight, if there's a particular product that you're looking for, it might be CoQ10 or it might be Essential 1 or theanine, an amazing new product Andrew brought out this past year. We invite you to go online at hsn.com. If you type in keywords Lessman or vitamins, they'll all come up.
And that's something that I always neglect to emphasize, is that during my shows, every single product that I make is on special purchase pricing.
Yes.
And in most cases are extra special purchase pricing. So everything we make is available at its best pricing. So whatever you see, even if it's not in the shows, we're only on for 6 hours, so we can't cover everything. But rest assured, it's at its best pricing. And I guess now our today's special.
Well, with that being said, it is time to say goodbye to our 11 p.m. hour and get set for the big launch. Ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to this day every single year. The biggest today's special, the gotta have. It's our Healthy Hair, Skin and Nails, and it starts right now.